Hi, I'm Ellen Chapman. I nominated Anna Edwards as a Richmond history maker because of her work on social activism related to historical interpretation and recognition around the city. And that's been visible in a lot of projects over the last 15 years. The Sacred Ground Historical Reclamation project really brought to Richmond's attention the existence of the first cemeteries that interred African-descended people down there, what's now called Richmond's African Burial Ground. And at the time when it was discovered to have existed, it was covered by asphalt. But in the last 7 or 8 years, Anna Edwards substantially led the activism that led to that site being reclaimed and being now the culminating site of the Richmond Slave Trail. And I think her work on acknowledging the importance of telling a wide range of historical stories and celebrating and valuing a wide variety of historical places in the city has really changed the conversation and has allowed the city to interact in a more just and welcoming and honest way about its history.
I'm Anna Edwards, and I'm chair of the Defenders Sacred Ground Historical Reclamation Project. Well, when the Defenders started the Sacred Ground Project, the burial ground itself was under a parking lot. A lot of the significant history that has since become common knowledge was just not very well known. And we started by placing a historic marker on Broad Street. And the point really to that whole piece was to make that history visible in a city where there really was only one narrative that you could see. One obvious narrative, and that was that of the Civil War and of the Confederacy. There really isn't even that much that actually directs you to its Revolutionary War history, except for some of the buildings and architecture and things like that. Being selected as a Richmond history maker is important because it matters that there are either people or moments that you can identify with victories, whether they're big or small, in relation to work in justice, in social justice in particular. There are an awful lot of people who do amazing things in social justice and racial justice on a regular basis, and most of them will never be known for what they do. And so I felt that being selected was an acknowledgement that this work is going on, that it's going on right now in Richmond's history, and that people hopefully would remember it just because there is at least a small benchmark that takes it forward.